Hey, Sagittarius. Mel, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your April 2025 career and money reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. I feel like your head is back in the game. That's the message that I'm getting here. Your first card out is business. Do not be intimidated to enter the world of business. You got this. You've been strategizing, thinking something through. I feel like you've potentially even connected to someone higher up. This may be a boss. It could be someone who, owns a company, a CEO, or this could be you yourself if you are a business owner. And I feel like you are working on some negotiations, maybe even some new contracts here. You may be hiring help, or you may be the help. There's support coming in for you, Sag, in the month of April. I am getting support, and they're showing me the hand card in this deck. Even though it's not out here, I am seeing it in my mind's eye. Yeah, and look at that. You could use some with that Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is resistance, and it feels like you've been trying to break down some sort of walls in some way, and I feel like there's this bulldozing type of energy coming in where you have this renewed sense of strength, of determination, of bravery, where you're overcoming any external hurdles that you've been facing. Yep, you're departing, you're moving on. It's been a bit of a challenge to depart from this energy though, but the 9 represents a completion. You also have the Nugget card out here. The Nugget card talks about valuable information, getting honest with yourself. I am sensing the 7 of Swords. I don't see that out here yet. I only have three tarot cards, but I am getting here some sort of secrets or knowledge that was hidden from you, or perhaps even denial. Sometimes we can be in denial about our situation. We can have, reality kind of shifted from what's really going on. There can be illusions around what's really going on. And I feel like you're seeing through things now. There's the 7 of Cups, which can also be disillusionment here. So I feel like this is the month where clarity comes through like a bulldozer. It's almost like you are giving yourself a bit of a detox. Yeah, a bit of a detox. Look at that. You have the Magician card showing up. You're alchemizing your opportunities, and you're setting your intentions. You're becoming who you need to become to create a life that you love, a life that feels more aligned with your happiness, with your abundance here. This is a month of confidence, and look at that, Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is flow, but before this flow could take place, Sagittarius, you had to focus on self-love. You had to focus here on a renewal of some sort. That may even be that detox energy that I'm picking up on here. This is about new connections, curiosity, positivity, and hope. There's a new beginning bubbling up to the surface here for you, or you're currently in the cycle of a new beginning because things are starting to flow instead of feeling, you're still in this resistant energy, but you are soon departing from that resistance because endings are bringing in new beginnings. That 9 is a closure. It's a completion here. So expect a new opportunity to present itself to you in the month of April. Now you have the business card here, Sag. I keep getting getting your head in the game. This is about you strategically feeling like you have what it takes to move forward. You're trusting your intuition, but I also feel like you're using your intelligence here. Elevate your awareness and think bigger if you want different results. That's exactly it here. You're thinking bigger, but instead of letting that big think distract you or feel like it's so big that you're not able to make a move, that you get stuck in analysis paralysis. You may even be pivoting perspectives here. You may be seeing something from a different viewpoint than you were able to see before. And now your head's in the game. Now you're like, I got this. There's a new level of confidence that's being stirred up within you. You have the Nugget card. This is a fresh start for you, Sag. Steady work, career building, valuable information. I feel like this is coming in from your own intuition because you actually have the Queen of Cups showing up here in the recent past, but it's in reverse, saying perhaps you weren't quite honoring or listening to your intuition. I feel like you could hear it. You could hear your intuition saying there's a need for change. There's a need for clarity here. But it was like you were right on the cusp of something quite big, but you weren't sure how to take that next step. This is the month that you get that information that gives you a little more clarity. I feel like it's important to ground. Make sure you are grounding your energy, getting out in nature if you're able to, detoxing, decluttering the mind, journaling, meditating, talking to a therapist, a coach, a counselor, doing all of the things that we tend to do to better ourselves, to reduce stress and anxiety, because you're getting your mind right. And I feel like you may even have an important contract, something coming up for you in the month of April that is going to be very, very valuable. Okay, there's an increase coming in for you this month. This could be an increase in wealth, in abundance, in money, or in information that allows you to move forward. Because I sense that there's an energy of feeling a bit stuck, okay, with that Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands can be the wounded warrior, the one that takes on everything, but you realize that it's not you. It's not just you holding everything up, that you have spiritual strength and you're seeing proof. You're seeing almost the spiritual evidence showing up in the physical realm. But I also feel like your fellow fire sign, Aries, is giving you a burst of momentum. Now we'll be in Aries season the majority of April, and you are reigniting a spark within you. Maybe that fire has died out. Perhaps it was very, very slow burning. Some of you may have even been burning the candle at both ends, feeling exhausted, feeling depleted. This is the month of action, but I feel like it's a renewed sense of action. Like I'm going all the way now. I have what it takes to wrap up projects or to see something through to completion or to say yes to this opportunity or to really nail that interview so I get the job. It just feels like there's a burst of confidence that comes in through something external. I do feel like this is external for some of you. Now, you may even be in a high ranking position here. Maybe you're going after a managerial role, or perhaps you are a boss or a business owner, but you are getting recognized. You are getting noticed here. I feel like it's time to get your running shoes on. You have the athletic energy showing up as well. So maybe some of you work with athletes, or it's like you've been training for this is what I'm getting. Maybe a marathon. Some of you could actually be running or training for something. But it reminds me of, preparing to run a marathon. You don't just show up the day of the marathon and start running, hoping that, you're going to make it to the end. Chances are, if you haven't been exercising those muscles, if you haven't been training the mind, if you haven't been getting the body in shape or prepared, you're probably going to keel over in the first, 30 minutes or 10 minutes. But I feel like you have been training for this. You are ready for this. So now it's time to take action. I feel like this has to do with mentally here. And that makes sense. You have the Six of Swords, which is a mental energy. It's like mentally you're able to compartmentalize now. You're able to see what has been broken and maybe what needs to be mended, but you're also able to see what beliefs have held you back or what has been limiting you, because there's something that has caused limitations or resistance. And that may be part of that valuable information, or it could even be you taking a good, long, honest assessment at what needs changing. And in order to see the change, you must be the change. And I get that vibe here for you where you are, well, you're showing up as the magician. So you have all the tools that you need to alchemize your success. Now, again, the candle coming up here is a renewed sense, a renewed flame. If that flame within you has gone out, you're getting reignited here. And I feel like you're manifesting some money. This is about you determined to move forward and to see something through. Now, bottom of the deck, we have this spiral. Some of you felt out of control mentally, physically, emotionally. This is an upward trend you are on. Instead of feeling like you are taking 3 steps backwards just to take 2 forward and keep, going back and forth within that vibe, this is about you finally starting to see the progress. You may even be revisiting a job or revisiting something that was done or thought about in the past. You could also be making money off something you did in the past, or maybe even something you purchased. This could be land. This could be real estate. I feel for a lot of you, you've been sacrificing or working hard, and there could be a promotion coming in. That may be that increase. Now, for some of you, not all of you, for some of you, this promotion may not be the promotion that you are hoping for, and you may decide to part. You may decide to say, or there could even be a rejection of a promotion where you're currently at, and you're saying, well, I'm just going to depart. I'm going to move. I know my worth. And if it's not here, I need to go to where I feel connected. So you're definitely seeing things from a new light this month. And if you are unemployed, Sagittarius, or out of a job, I do see a new opportunity being presented to you. If you have been looking for employment or even a second side hustle or another job, I see that there's something being offered to you here. You're manifesting it by taking action, putting yourself out there, putting your resume out there, connecting with others, maybe sending emails, making a call, sending a text. So by your action, you are spinning that wheel, and you're going to see that that wheel of destiny works in your favor. Yeah, look at that, because you have the approval. This is the stamp of approval. Some of you, this could be a loan that's approved. It could be an agreement, maybe a rental agreement. It could be a mortgage rate. For some of you, this is a certification. Perhaps you've went back to school. You may be learning something new at this time, but this is the stamp of approval. So even if you've been denied from something more than once, I just feel like your hard work is paying off. Don't give up. Okay, don't give up. You're closer to the finish line. Some of you may feel like you're at the starting point, but it feels like you've been training. Okay, so don't give up. You have the growth card. Exactly. This is about growth potential in front of you. And if you feel like you have been in a situation where there hasn't been a lot of growth, you are moving on. They say that if you are the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. Get yourself into an environment that allows you to grow. Open yourself up by learning some new skills, taking a new class, maybe even going into a field that may intimidate you in a way, but you may have some sort of calling towards it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are leaders of some sort, whether that means leading your own business or taking charge of a situation. I am getting the Emperor energy, and it feels like now is the time to get organized and to take control of your life. That's what I'm picking up on here. You may be looking over receipts. This may have to do with taxes, the tax deadline coming up in April. You may also be looking at your expenditures here, taking a look at where your money is going, how much money is coming in. I feel like you may even be sitting down with an advisor or a professional, a money manager here, or maybe that's part of your work. And I feel like you're figuring out numbers. They're showing me numbers here for you. So I feel like numbers are getting addressed and looked at. You may be recalculating numbers. There may even be an opportunity for you to increase your numbers because you have the nugget here, which talks about an increase. But in order to do that, we have to take an honest look at some financials here. All right. So diving into your tarot, Nine of Wands is overcoming obstacles, okay? Because you may have needed to set some boundaries, but in this case, I mean, the boundary can be a wall. Now, boundaries are great to have if we build a fence. But it's when we build that brick wall that nothing can come in, nor can it really exit. And I feel like you've been working on healthy boundaries for yourself, mental, emotional, physical. But I also see that you've learned some lessons about not getting pushed around, or at least that's what you're currently dealing with, because maybe you have been pushed and pulled around like Gumby, right? People have asked a lot of you, or you've taken care of a lot of people, or you've had to really take care of yourself in some way. And it feels like every time you wanted to step forward, something got in the way of your success. It feels like there's been constant resistance here. Now remember, nines are completions. They are accomplishments. I feel like you have accomplished a lot. And sometimes that's difficult to see, especially if you are looking at external accomplishments. But remember all the internal accomplishments that you have also faced here. Spirit wants you to remember how far you've come on your spiritual journey. Okay. Remember to breathe. Remember to stop and smell the roses, to take care of your health, because health is wealth. Now, Six of Swords showing up here as your crossing energy tells me that there's a new journey of trust, of hope, of healing ahead. There's been a bit of a break, okay? There's been a bit of a break. You can see that maybe the tower came in and struck that tree down, but the Six of Swords is moving on. This is an ending, moving on from a bad situation. But for some of you, you're still clinging to some old fears, old paradigms, old things that are ready to completely depart. You see that there's one tiny sliver of this tree that is still hanging on there. But you see the blue bird is standing on top of that with a green leaf in its mouth. And so there's a message of growth here for you. And I have the growth card. So in order for you to move on towards more growth, you have to be willing to let something go. Let that go here. And maybe fly to a new business. Fly by opening your own. This could also be taking a look at your money, taking a look at where you are spending, maybe even taking a look at some core beliefs that may be rooted in your mind. So if you've been finding yourself clinging to some old ways or resisting change, you've hit a glass ceiling. It's time for you to shatter, or in your case here, because I'm getting the bulldozer, maybe it's time to bulldoze your way through the change. Like no more putting something off here. Or if it feels like external circumstances have caused a bit of a delay, I just see that this month you are moving forward here. Now, what's below you? In your deep past, you've separated yourself from something, and perhaps you have an emotional connection or a tie to a job that no longer serves you. You've separated your energy, meaning you no longer enjoy it. It no longer fulfills you, but you may still be there because maybe a part of you thinks, well, this is the only thing I can do, or this is what I went to school for, or this is a family business, or, whatever reasons, whatever excuses we tend to tell ourselves from time to time, right? That's human of us. I feel like you're now faced with a new opportunity to bring something new into alignment, to bring something new that aligns with your heart, your soul, and your intuition. This may have to do with a more intuitive, more nurturing, more healing position or career path, okay? A more spiritual path ahead for you, because oftentimes the Queen of Cups, she is a healer. She's in the caring profession. She's very empathic. But this is also someone who takes care of and listens to what her heart needs. So whatever this is for you, wherever your heart is, that is where you are being guided to go. And I feel for a lot of you, it may even be health and nutrition, because that is coming up here. You may be focused on, learning or understanding more about the medical field, the spiritual realm in some way. Maybe you're taking classes on metaphysics, or you're looking at things from a perspective that you haven't before. Perhaps you are, a tarot reader, or you're being called to share your knowledge in some way, to share your intuitive insights. And I feel like it's important now to make a choice, because the Seven of Cups above you, Sagittarius, is all about choices. It's about exploring those choices. But sometimes our energy becomes very scattered. We get very distracted with all the choices. We get confused because perhaps we don't want to make the wrong choice, or perhaps we don't know what choice to make. And also there can be a lot of illusion around the Seven of Cups. Materialism or ego-driven power tends to cloud our judgment. I'm going to repeat that here. Materialism or the ego tends to cloud our judgment. And I feel like that is being addressed. That is being looked at in some way. Perhaps you're thinking, is this going to make me money, or am I going to be supported financially? And of course, we need to strategize. We need to think of those things. But when we lean so far into that material realm, we let the fears take over. We tend to not find that balance between the spiritual and the physical, creating a cognitive dissonance, creating a separation. And that's what I see below you here. So there's some new choices here for you to live and lead from the heart space. Now, in the near future, oh my goodness, we have a blank near future card, meaning for whatever reason, I've skipped over your future. It's a wild card here. That's what this means. We have how you're feeling. We have your outcome. But your near future position, I think I've maybe done this one time in my whole tarot career here. When that shows up, it tells me that the future is in your hands. And that makes perfect sense, because as we move over here into your energy, you are the magician. What are you wanting to create? Okay, you have a wild card. If you've ever played like Skip Bo, or any of maybe phase 10, and you have the wild card, you can put anything you want into that card. You can put a number 7 on it, a green 7, and you can use that to your advantage. And so there's something here that you are manifesting, and you may not be sure what it is, but Spirit wants you to know it's important to trust, because this is a wild card. Now, you're the alchemist with the magician. This is your energy. You have all the tools that you need to manifest and create the life that you want. Okay, the magician is very energetic, and I see a newfound sense of energy coming in. It almost feels like a burst of energy that comes from nowhere, and you're like, whoa, I feel like I'm 20 again. Maybe some of you are 20, but probably some of you were 20 years ago. But I am getting here this youth, this feeling of youth, this feeling of embracing newness. And I feel like if we were to pull a card for you, for your wild card, it would have to do with either the Sun, the Fool, or maybe a Page is what I'm getting, because I feel like there is a new beginning that is bubbling up. And maybe it's this Ace of Cups. Right behind it, we have the 10 of Cups with the King of Pentacles. So this is your new beginning here. It's up to you what you want this to look like with this wild card. I love that. I'm not even going to pull a card, because that would defeat the whole purpose of it being a wild card here. Just know that whatever it is, whatever's on your heart, this is the month to get clear, to get focused, to get organized. That may be why the Emperor was showing up here. Because in your environment, you have the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is a wish fulfilled, right? It's emotional fulfillment. It is a wish granted. It's peace. It's serenity. It's satisfaction. It's accomplishment. It's another 9. So we see you shifting energies here from the 9 of Wands to the heavy burdens, feeling like the weight of the world is on our shoulders, to having our cake and eating it too. So perhaps that's a belief that some of you have struggled with. We've heard that saying before. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Yes, when it comes to maybe the context which it's normally used, which has to do with monogamy and, loving one person. But what about having a career that you love and you can profit off of? That's what it means by having your cake and eating it too. What if it means, having the money, having what you need to be of service and having your needs met and having that flow of reciprocity and exchange in your world so you don't have to worry? I mean, that is having your cake and eating it too. So I feel like you're indulging here in what life could look like. But at first, you had to reflect, right? You had to reflect on the Ace of Cups here. And what does the Ace and the 9 equal? The 10, which is right behind it. Do you realize, Sagittarius, that you are manifesting the ultimate blessing? Whatever that may mean in your world. You have the goods. You have the skills. You have the talents. You may even have the money, or at least the money's coming with the King of Pentacles if you don't have it already, but I feel like you are taken care of here. What's in your hopes and fears position? You have the Judgment card. Sag, the Judgment card is a spiritual rebirth. This is a massive awakening. It's life's purpose here. This is the call. And when that trumpet horn starts a-blaring, you can't help but hear the call. This is self-awareness and a second chance here at life, a second chance for you to reignite that flame within you. So if that flame has gone out, don't lose hope, because you have the Judgment, which is saying release judgments upon self or others. If you found yourself going back to the past and getting stuck, this is the month to let go, to work through any last trials and tribulations that you've gone through, to fully embark upon this new path that I see ahead with the Six of Swords. What is your final outcome? The Eight of Wands. Some of you are moving, you're traveling, but this can also be incoming communication. It's self-confidence. When the Eight of Wands shows up, there's something speedy that is happening for you, almost as if out of the blue. It's almost as if Spirit comes on down, right, and gives you the key. You see that this individual is like he's doing a backflip right into the fire, the ring of fire, but you can withstand it because you are fire. You are spirit, and the wands represent spiritual forces that back up your career, that back up your projects, that back up your creativity. And I feel like there's a newfound sense of inspiration and willpower. This is fire. This is spirit that is helping you regain this confidence. And the key is now within reach. And that has been something perhaps you haven't felt in quite some time. This is gaining you access. You're unlocking something. What are you unlocking? That wild card that perhaps you didn't realize was in your hand the whole time. A newfound sense of confidence is being restored here within you. You have a new sense of hope emerging within you. A renewed sense of determination, right? That Eight of Wands comes in and gives you that burst of momentum. This is huge. Let's get a message here, Sag, from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Sagittarius? Finances, money, career. There's the Emperor. Beautiful. You have card 1 here, which actually in tarot is the Magician. And we have the Magician showing up, but it's also the Yang symbol. There's yin and yang in this deck. And this is the masculine principle of action, which is the Emperor. All right. So this is about the masculine principle of movement, as I mentioned, and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. You can't make that up, right? That's your outcome. Self-confidence. If you didn't catch that on the Eight of Wands, there it is. It says self-confidence. Yang, if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. Oh my goodness. We see that happening here for you. I said overcoming those obstacles. There's no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny. There's the wild card. I just love the synchronicities. You yourself might be seeing the serendipitous events that are taking place for you this month, Sag. Projects, partnerships, and all matters related to your business are out of the obstacle phase and on to the make it happen phase. Now is the time to stake your claim and get things done. While you can expect to be busier than usual, this card tells you that you have all the energy and vitality you need to accomplish your goals. Abundance is waiting for you to claim it. All right. I love that here for you. So the protection message, I was going to read that to you just because you have the Six of Swords in reverse, but I'm not feeling it as heavily for you as I am the main message that I just read. But I am going to take a little snippet here. Be mindful of the tendency toward impulsivity or impulsive actions, maybe overconfidence or aggressive behaviors. Think before you act. Okay, and I see you've already done that. I talked about that in the beginning. You have been strategizing, and because you have the business, and I said your head in the game, I feel like you have been, planning. It says here, be sure you really want what you're chasing after because you might be sorry when you get it. Now, I'm not feeling that way for you, but be mindful of impulsive actions in the month of April because you have a lot of that fast-paced energy. You don't want to miss things. And this also goes with, maybe traveling or, moving, relocating. I feel like there's a tendency to rush something here. Be mindful, slow things down, catch your breath, stop, pause if you need to. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move, okay? So for a lot of you, I definitely feel like abundance is waiting for you to claim it, and you are moving on to the make it happen phase. That's what you are departing from, right? You're departing from the planning and the getting ready for something, and now you're putting that into action. That's why this Emperor energy is showing up. Wow. This is a big month for you. And I'm still in awe that you have a wild card spot. How cool is that? All right, Sagittarius, let's get a few messages from your spirit animal. And at this time, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Big belly breath from your solar plexus chakra. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. Perhaps your animal swims deep in the sea. Your animals could be wild, magical, or even mystical. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge. Perhaps one that you have at your home or by your side. It could even be a pet that belongs to someone else, or maybe even an animal that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors. There is no right or wrong answer. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your power animal or animals. You can have 1, you can have 10. Drop them below. I'll enter you into the free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the 1st of the month and post right back here on the community tab. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right. Sagittarius, your power animals. You have the wombat here, which is so interesting because a lot of signs have been getting the wombat. It says be at home. There's something here about home is where the heart is, or listening to the space of your heart, okay? Really connecting to your soul this month. Some of you may even be moving. There may be a move. You may be feeling like you are finally sensing a place of belonging, okay, where you just fit in, right, being at home. Some of you may even be manifesting a work from home position here. You may be 68 years old. You may be born on the 17th, born on the 10th, or you could be 41. You also have crow spirit, co-create with spirit, listening to the crows. And that may be part of the judgment energy coming in. Like I said, the trumpets, the horns blaring. Sometimes when that crow is loud, when you hear them, they are very loud. It's also card 17, which is the star in tarot. That's a wish granted. Spirit is helping you. Spirit is co-creating with you to bring a wish of yours or a dream to reality. You have here the nightingale spirit. Love is all around. And you have the Queen of Cups here, which is the embodiment of love. She has the biggest heart ever. Sagittarius, you have the biggest heart ever, and you are seeing the evidence of love in all you do, in all you are, right? You're seeing it showing up as evidence in your world because you've done a lot of that self-love work on yourself. You should definitely be very proud of how far you've come on your journey. And last but not least, one of my personal favorites here, you have card 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. You have the buffalo. The buffalo spirit says the abundant universe will provide. The abundant universe will provide. You have fate, you have destiny playing a role here, stepping in, because you may have felt a little bit stuck. You may have felt a bit challenged at times. But there is very valuable insight, very valuable opportunities coming in that are leading you towards a fresh start. Trust that your biggest manifesting partner is spirit, and trust that you are worthy. You have all of the tools that you need to alchemize, to alchemize and create the best, most abundant life for yourself. So whatever moves you have been wanting to make, now's the time. No more putting something off, right? That yang energy is here to help you. There's the hands. Didn't I say the hands earlier? There's a hand card, and I said you're supported. There's a hand card in this deck here, and I was getting the hands, and I feel like the hands of the divine are also, stepping in to deliver something to you, as it looks like hands are being held out, and it's delivering a new beginning. One is a new beginning. It's a fresh start, but it's also having the courage to accept this gift. So there is a gift coming in, but you have to say yes to it. That's your wild card. So that's your soul work, Sagittarius, is I want you to imagine, if you are familiar with tarot, excellent. If not, that's okay as well. What card would you put here as the wild card? I would love to hear it. Drop it below in the comment section. I'll enter you again into that free reading giveaway. I would love to hear, what does your wild card look like? If it's not a tarot card, that's okay. But what is that wild card for you to look like? Because if you can dream it, you can create it. It is available. It is here for you. You just have to say yes. You are actioning it up by making that conscious choice and by taking action steps. Something is happening for you. And I feel like this something is really, really beautiful. It is a blessing. Thank you so much for tuning in, Sag. If you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And of course, do drop your power animals below. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here. Lots of love.